And for those of you just now rejoining us on the NASA TV public channel, we are currently 3 hours, just over 3 hours into today's spacewalk. The first major task for each of these spacewalkers already completed. Scott Kelly worked to remove some multi-layer insulation from a main bus switching unit, stowed it in a bag and handed that bag off to Kjell Lindgren, who stowed it back at the airlock. Meanwhile, Kjell Lindgren completed his task deploying a thermal wedge and a large blanket over the alpha magnetic spectrometer to give it some additional protection from the space environment. Since then, they've cleaned up the work sites and are moving on to their second major task. Scott Kelly headed over to set up a work site at the external stowage platform number 2 in order to perform a lubrication task on the latching end effector of the space station's robotic arm. Meanwhile, Kjell Lindgren has gathered the 2 cables he'll be deploying today. Is heading over to begin laying those out, starting off with the orange cable, which is going to be providing data to the PMA3 and IDA3, the pressurized mating adapter and the international docking adapter, which will soon reside on the space-facing port of the Harmony module.
You installed the APFR.
Okay.
As you can see from this view, Scott Kelly at the external stowage platform 2, the latching end effector of the robotic arm just behind him on the left side of your screen there.
202.
Yeah,
the ESP1.
You're right. 202 and the ESP1 FRAM handrail. We also have called out lab handrails 285 and 203.
Copy that. Thank you.
So right now, Kjell Lindgren is working to temporarily stow that cable bag. Again, it has 2 cables in it right now. Well, 3 cables actually, but 2 are targeted to be used today. A white and orange cable and a white and purple cable. White and orange will be first up for him. He'll remove that, leave the cable bag temporarily stowed, and work to route that from a connection point right around the joining area between Node 1 and the Destiny laboratory, all the way up around Destiny over to the space-facing side of Node 2.
12 in width 5.
Okay. And that's the double line, right?
I think it's the single, but let me double check. Yeah, Scott, it's a single line.
Okay, so 12 matched with the single line. Got it.
Here you can see Scott Kelly working with the APFR, the articulating portable foot restraint that Kjell Lindgren used during his activity with the AMS. Now Scott Kelly going to be using that for his work on the robotic arm today. His first task will be installing this at the work site. After that, he'll retrieve the BLT, which you'll hear referred to quite a bit over the next hour or 2. That stands for the ball screw lubricating tool. He is going to use that to apply grease to a number of areas inside of the latching end effector. This activity just to provide a little performance boost to the end effector whenever it's grappling with various items, including spacecraft or external payloads, or even used to grapple with the station itself, as the robotic arm able to move itself from various locations around the station structure in an inchworm fashion end over end.
Hey, Jill, I just wanted to point out to you that slide wire that's right behind your bag, just as a heads up, FYI.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You bet.
Any particular issues that I need to be aware of with that?
Just
aware of it?
Well, when you start to route the aft portion of the cable, I'll have you routing over the top of that.
Copy that. Thank you. Okay, Tracy, so just talk me, make sure I get this in here. So the paddles are out, but it's black on black with a good pull test. I think we're in a good config.
We concur, Scott.
Okay. You're going to take the red off of it?
Yeah, you can take the red off.
No, I'm just telling you.
That's what I thought. Scott, let me know when you're ready for the other settings.
Okay, stand by. Okay, go ahead.
You're looking for November, Fox 6.
Okay, November, Foxtrot 6.
Good read back.
Stick this thing up first. And Tracy, do you have a recommendation for which stanchion, like forward or aft of like handrail 202, for example? Is there enough strap to? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's your call.
Okay, copy. All right, tethers are on. Tethers from the cable bag are on 202 and on the ESP1.
Copy 202 and ESP1.